Bullies tore the new black girl's skirt. 60 seconds later, they were on the floor begging. Before we get into this shocking story, drop your city or country in the comments below. Let's see how far this story reaches. And if you enjoy powerful, real stories like this, make sure to subscribe. What happened next? Nobody saw it coming. The hallway was crowded, buzzing with laughter, footsteps, and chatter. In the middle of it all stood the new girl, frozen. The bullies circled, her laughing as one tore at her skirt. Phones lifted, cameras recorded, and students cheered at the cruelty. Her face burned, her body stiff, her eyes wide with shock. It was pain, yes, and humiliation, but not the kind they thought, because deep inside, something was stirring. She wasn't trembling from fear. No, it was something else. Her name was Amara, only 14, and new to the city. After losing both parents in a car accident, she had moved in with her aunt, carrying grief like a silent shadow. Shy and withdrawn, she walked the halls quietly, her thrift store clothes making her stand out. Students mocked her, whispering, "Poor girl," shutting her out of cliques and lunch tables. Yet no one knew her secret. Back home, before tragedy struck, her father, a former soldier, had trained her in martial arts and boxing. Not for fighting, but for discipline, defense, and strength. She carried those lessons every day, even if she had never used them. Until now. It happened during lunch, when the hallways were at their loudest. A group of girls stepped in front of Amara, blocking her path. One yanked her backpack off her shoulder, while another sneered, "What's hiding under those rags?" The crowd gathered, eager for a scene. Then came the sound. Rip. Her skirt tore down the side, followed by cruel laughter. Gasps spread, phones flashed, and humiliation wrapped around her like fire. But Amara didn't cry. She bent down, tied her skirt firmly, and when she lifted her head, her eyes were no longer the same. The ringleader, smiling with arrogance, swung her hand toward Amara's face. But before the strike could land, Amara caught the wrist, twisted gently, and sent her sprawling to the floor. Gasps echoed through the crowd. Another bully lunged forward, wild and clumsy. Amara ducked low, swept her leg, and the girl crashed down beside the first. The last one, desperate, tried to grab Amara from behind. Calmly, Amara stepped aside, locked her grip, and pinned her without leaving a scratch. Students stood frozen, unable to believe what they were seeing. She hadn't shouted. She hadn't thrown a punch. Yet in seconds, 3 bullies were helpless, on the floor, staring up in fear and disbelief. The hallway, once filled with laughter, now sank into silence. Phones lowered, whispers stopped. Every student's eyes were fixed on the girl they once mocked. Teachers rushed in, the principal forcing his way through the crowd. On the floor, the bullies were sobbing, shaken not by pain, but by shock. Amara stood tall, unshaken, and handed over her student ID. Not guilty, not afraid, just steady. Her voice carried clear and firm. You don't get to humiliate people and walk away. And in that moment, respect replaced cruelty. The bullies were suspended, but Amara never bragged or sought revenge. Instead, she chose to turn the moment into change. She joined the student council and soon began leading after-school self-defense classes, giving other quiet students the confidence she once lacked. What began as humiliation became transformation. The same girl they had mocked now inspired respect. Her strength didn't just protect her, it lifted others. And, as word spread, Amara's message became clear. Silence does not mean weakness. Sometimes, the quietest person in the room carries the loudest and most unshakable strength. Never underestimate someone's quiet strength. What would you do if you saw bullying happen in your school or community? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if this story moved you, remember to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful narratives. Because sometimes the fight you start may not be the fight you're ready for.